Hi, this is Stacy with Gooseberry Bridge Farm, and today Jeremy is going to show you how we built a DIY cow shelter for our cows on a budget. Okay, hello Abby. I'm here at the winter cow pen. I had to cut a lot of the video that Jeremy did because of wind noise. I'm sure you noticed in the part that is still there that the sound was horrible. Some of it was so bad that you couldn't hear him. So I was just gonna try to fill in. Hopefully I can remember what got cut. So this is our little cow area where they are staying for the winter. We don't have them on all of this pasture because we had a drought this fall, and when we built this small pen, this was all completely dead. There's still a lot of thin spots. We did get some rain. This is where we rotate them in the summer, but this is also our hay field, so we want this to have the winter to rest and then come back in the spring. And rotating them at this point, it's just too much for the small space that we have. Down there where Maggie is where we kept them last winter, but that, as you can see from here, is a low spot, and in the spring it got really muddy and it was not a good situation, and we didn't have enough space in there to really move their hay ring very far. And they made a horrible mess in our pig barn right there. They basically used it like a big cow litter box and went in there and pooped, and it was an awful mess. And the mud was like, you just sink into it if you tried to walk in there. So now Maggie is down there because she's due to have her calf any time now. We added this shelter just because our cows, we wanted our cows to have somewhere to get out of the rain and wind and snow and all of that. We also have this hay feeder we built. There's a platform under that. It's hard to see. It has here, I'll walk down here so you can see it better. It has a gate on this side. So you open up that gate when it is empty, and you can use the tractor, just put a hay bale inside and then close it up. And we move it around. It started here, it's gone down this side, and now it's back over here. You can lift the whole thing when it's empty with the front of the tractor and just move it. It's also really reduced our hay waste and the hay getting ruined from rain.
Say hi. So I'm going to turn the camera around and talk about how we did this and why we settled on this design. So you can see here the wall is made out of pallets. These are 12 foot long and approximately 4 foot tall pallets. They're all a little different height. You see this one's taller, this one's shorter, and this one's kind of in between. These, we kind of lucked into these. They were from a construction site. We drove by here in our local town, and there was a sign that said free pallets. We stopped and took a look, and there were a bunch of standard 4 foot pallets, but there were a handful of these. I believe that these are what siding and soffit are delivered on in new construction. So if in your area you ever see new construction going on and they're at that later stage, it's worth considering. These appear to be homemade. They have, some of them have little slats in them, and some of them had a lot more slats in them. This one's actually made out of decking lumber, so you see this is like what your deck would be made out of, and they're screwed into landscape timbers. Super sturdy, super heavy. What I did was stood them up about 12 feet apart, so it's roughly a 12 foot square. This back one is screwed into the other two at a 90-degree angle. See, I put screws in there just to hold them together. And then we also put these heavy T-posts that we took out of our yard They were old, actually they're old U-posts that were used to hold in the decorative fence in our yard that we took out last year. We put those in the center of each side, and we also put, you can see right there, a T-post that we put in the front corner of each one, just for some added stability. The other thing I did for stability was to put a 45-degree brace on each front side, dug into the ground a bit. The cows aren't going to be able to touch those, so I didn't mind putting them there. I would not want to do that if the cows were going to be leaning on it, because they would push that down. Since the back is screwed into place, it's super sturdy and the cows can't really hurt it. But the fronts, since there's nothing holding them together, could butterfly out. So that's why we had to put those supports in place. You'll notice that I'm building this outside of their little pen here. And the reason for that is, one, when you've got a sassy little bull here, you don't want to be turning your back on him and doing some work. And once this is complete and covered, we're going to cut this fence right here, and we're going to open this side up to that and that side there. So this will just open up to the cows, and it will just be an added little area to them. So as far as the design goes, it takes 3 cattle panels on the top. I took a 12-foot long 2x4 pressure treated and screwed it half below the pallet line, half above the pallet line, all the way down, and used that as kind of a crotch to put the cattle panel in. And it's like that on both sides. And then we took a hose strap from the plumbing department at your local hardware store, cut it into pieces, and screwed it on there just to keep it from moving around. And you see it's pretty strong. It does have a tiny bit of wiggle to it, but it's holding its shape pretty well. I also took zip ties, UV resistant zip ties, and I tied together the panels at the intersections all the way across. And in the back, we put a little bit of structure in place, and the reason for that is we're going to put a tarp over the top instead of putting a solid back on it like plywood. In order to save costs, we just got a longer canvas to wrap all the way around to go all the way down to the ground. To do that, it's going to need some supports up here, so I'm going to add more to this beyond what's here right now. This is all scrap wood that we just had laying around. That's why it all looks different. And I'm in the process of building a little support in the front that's going to go all the way from one side to the other, making contact at least 2, if not 3 spots on the cattle panel to help with stability as well. And the idea is the more places you can make that cattle panel more rigid, the stronger it's going to be, and the more it's going to hold up to wind, and more importantly here, snow. 6 inches of snow on top of a structure like this is awfully heavy. Okay, and here we are. We've got the cover on. I won't say this thing is pretty, but it's solid, and we decided to pick a day with about 30-mile-an-hour winds to put this canvas over the top. I highly recommend that you do this on a day with less wind. That was exciting, but we got it, and there's a huge difference between inside and outside. As I said, it's not going to win any beauty awards, especially on the west side where we had all the extra canvas folded over. We just kind of pleated it, rolled it around the 2x4, and screwed it into the back. There's that wind. Go back inside. We could have made this a lot prettier back here if we didn't care about screwing into the canvas, but we really would like to leave the canvas intact for future use, because our plan is not to have this be a permanent structure. This is going to last through this winter. We'll probably take it down. We'll have 3 cattle panels, 3 giant pallets, and this giant canvas to use in future projects. Overall, when it comes to our cost in this, really a few 2x4s that I had to buy. Most of the lumber was scrap lumber we had laying around from past projects or left over from construction. We had to buy the canvas, and overall, between the canvas being the most expensive part and everything else we had laying around and little bit of lumber we had to buy, we've probably got about $200 in this structure of what we spent to actually put it in today. We could have done it cheaper by buying a thinner, less expensive canvas, but again, our goal was to have something we could use for future projects. So the only thing left is I'm going to open up this fence right here and make it so the cows can actually come in. If nothing else, they're going to be excited to have a little bit of grass that's in here.
The turkeys are here. You're following me around. They're not mean, but they're on guard all the time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Every time I try to talk, those turkeys just talk back. Okay, let's try this one more time. The turkeys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and now you can make a quick and easy, budget and time-friendly cow shelter for your own animals. It'll also work great for goats or sheep or pretty much anything else that doesn't need to be locked completely inside. And we'll see you next time.